Hey everyone, Happy New Year to everybody that is a Dutch football fan all over the world. I'm Michael, Abdul's here. We're going to be talking about the 2026 World Cup squad for the Netherlands because we're so excited that it's World Cup year that we've just got to get on with the World Cup content. And we know that this content's done well before when it came to New Year's Day. So we thought, why not? Let's go a bit old school and we'll rank all the Netherlands players for starting 11, squad, and players that will miss out from this summer's World Cup squad. We've got 65 players. We've got to whittle down to 26, isn't it, Abdul, for the World Cup squad and Ronald Koeman.
Yes.
So we'll get started with that in just a minute. But Abdul, 2026 is going to be a really busy year for the Netherlands. Just going to bring up your post that you put on X. Tell us what the kind of things are going to be happening this year.
It's going to be the busiest year ever for the Netherlands. I made a little research about it. It's going to be February 12th, which is next month. We will have the UEFA Nations League draw, and then in March we will have 2 friendlies against Norway and Ecuador. In May, actually, there will be 2 friendlies. That's how it is, as usual before the World Cup, but they haven't been announced yet. And of course, June 11th, the World Cup is going to start. And then we will have the Nations League group stage from September 24th to November 17th. And then we will have the Euro 2028 qualifying draw on December 6th. So that the entire year is going to be really busy, the busiest ever for Oranje. And I consider myself very fortunate for that. It's a good start for 2026.
I think it's going to keep us really busy as well, isn't it? Football-Oranje.
Yes, happily busy.
Yeah. Of course, there'll be loads on the website, on our social media pages, and on YouTube as well, which this podcast is exclusively on. So we hope you enjoy the graphics we're going to have on this one. We're going to have like a good old tier maker. So we're going to have players like ranked as to where they are in the squad. So if you're a long-time fan of Football-Oranje, you'll know this format and you've seen it before. So without further ado, we'll get this on. Where is it now then? Here we go. So we've got all of these players to get through. And I'm sure you're looking at these like, oh, look at this player, look at this player. We know that some players are young. Some players might even be injured. Some players are undoubted starters for the Netherlands. But we're going to go through them all and see which ones make our squad. So, Abdul, we're going to start by looking at the tiers, and the goalkeepers will be ranked first. Yes. We've got starting 11 Netherlands goalkeeper. So obviously you can only have one for that one. You're going to have other goalkeepers on the plane. So in a squad of 26, you would expect 3 goalkeepers to be picked. Which players will just make the squad? So we've got a difference there between players that are like definitely going to be on the plane, but maybe not in the starting 11, and players that might just make it by the skin of their teeth. Players that we therefore think are unlikely to make the squad, and those that are definitely staying at home. So if we start with Bart Verbruggen, Abdul, because I can see that he's the first goalie there. Brighton goalie, he's been our starting goalkeeper for a long while now. Does he carry on being that starting 11 goalkeeper for you?
Absolutely. I think he's going to be in the starting 11.
And I think that there are some players that we'll spend a little bit longer talking about, but that one's one of the easier ones, especially when you consider the rest of the goalkeeping options. So the next one is RZ Alkmaar's Jadon Owusu-Oduro, who I don't think's had a great season so far. He's been making mistakes for RZ. They've actually moved on their goalkeeping coach, I think, for this reason. Do you think he's going to have any chance of making the squad?
In case of injury, he could be the 4th option, actually. So this will be what? Just makes the squad, or unlikely?
Unlikely. Yeah.
Unlikely.
He was someone that I thought would be like the 3rd choice goalie for a little while. I actually think like his growth was looking good, but he hasn't really come on very much. He hasn't progressed very much in recent months.
Yeah.
So we've got next Kjell Serpen, who's at Sturm Graz this season. He was someone that was included a little while back, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Has he yet had a chance?
No, I think he's going to stay home.
He's to stay at home.
Yeah.
Robin Roofs having a fantastic season with Sunderland. What are you thinking with him? He's probably one of the more interesting goalkeeping options.
Definitely on the plane, and he's my 2nd option, actually.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's the 2nd best goalie now. But we'll see what Ronald Koeman does with that, of course. And with the second half of the season to come as well. Joel Drommel, Sparta Rotterdam goalkeeper. I really want to put him in here because, of course, another Sparta Rotterdam goalkeeper Nikolai, who we're going to talk about next, moved to PSV in the summer, and Drummond moved the other way on loan to Sparta, and he's been, I think, the goalkeeper of the season in the Eredivisie so far. Is he a long shot to make it in?
Again, he's between unlikely and just makes the squad if in case of an injury. So where would you put him? Unlikely or just makes the squad?
When we go through all the goalkeeping options, it would be interesting to go through them again because we'll need 26 players. We need to make sure there are 3 goalies in there. And sure. I agree. I think he's unlikely. But look at the other 2 goalkeeping options. Where are you going to put PSV's Nikolai, who was third choice keeper for a long time? Where are you going to put Mark Flecken, who also for a long time was in the squads? Where do they go for you?
Wow, that's a very tough one, actually. It will probably depend on their performance in the last month of the season before the selection. But I would still go for Flecken as my third option. So I think he will be on the plane.
Do you think he's on the plane?
Yeah.
I think Nikolai is definitely staying at home. I think he's not a consideration at all now. I think there are 2 goalkeepers above him that are more likely to make the squad.
Reasonable. Yes, agree with you.
But I guess if you were to rank these 3, you'd do this, and you put Flecken in just makes the squad.
Yes. Well, you have to have 3 goalkeepers, so he will definitely have to be on the plane. Yeah. So he will have to be on the plane, don't you think? Just makes the squad. I mean, this might.
Yeah, it's like scraping it just about.
Yeah. Well, you can keep him there, but you will have to have 3 goalkeepers on the plane anyway. So. It's up to you after all. Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep it there for the minute. But I think that middle category there, just makes the squad, is going to be interesting to talk about as we go on.
Sure.
Because that's still in the squad, but you're like not really one of those first choice options.
Perfect.
We're on to defenders then. And Virgil van Dijk is the first one. Now, you think that would be really easy, wouldn't you? But with some of his form this season, does he at all fall out of consideration for starting 11? And by the way, I don't think under Ronald Koeman he does. I think this is just purely from a fan point of view that there's a chance he might not.
I think he will be in the starting 11, and I will not blame him for some mistakes this season, because there was some time that Liverpool as a team was falling apart, So I don't think he declined. And this is going to be his last World Cup, most likely.
Yeah.
So he will definitely be in the starting 11, in my opinion.
And obviously playing with all of his heart, because he will want to do his best in that final competition of his, like you just said. The eagle-eyed fans here would have noticed the next player is Daley Blind, who's always in our considerations for Netherlands squads. Abdul, I'm pretty sure you wanted him a starting 11, didn't you?
Oh, no, thank you. He will definitely stay at home. Not even a second or a third option in case of injuries, in my opinion.
But still getting games at Girona, and people will still be commenting down below. He doesn't deserve to be in the squad. It's kind of a bit of a meme with Football-Oranje comments now. Natanake, he also hasn't been having the strongest time lately, but has been, one of our favourite Netherlands players over the recent years, and was a bit of an undisputed starter. Where does he rank now for you, Abdul?
Nathan Ake, I think, will be on the plane. We need some experienced players in the defense. We have Van Dijk, who's above 30. We need another above 30 player. I think Nathan Ake does have the experience. He played in the previous World Cup. He was the star of Oranje in the previous World Cup.
Exactly.
And even the Euro, he was okay. So he is on the plane, definitely, yes.
But barely get a game this season for Man City. What about a loan move for him in January? Could that work out?
Well, that could work out, actually. Yeah, I have been reading some things like that. He might be going to some other club. This will help him, of course. It will boost his chances to be with Oranje for sure in the World Cup.
But if you think about the other options we're about to go through, there are so many defenders available. I think they're actually about half the players that we're going to talk about. It feels like that anyway. There's a chance Ake could not make it to the World Cup if he continues to not play for Man City. At least that's what I feel like should happen in that case. Players have got to be playing, and he's got to be in form.
There is a chance. I agree with you. Yes.
So we might have to come back and review the Ake option a little bit later. Let's talk about Jan-Paul van Hekken next, who's been on our YouTube channel, been on our podcast, along with a couple of other Brighton players, Bart Verbruggen being another one, of course. Really good character to have around. He's a really good defender. Is he definitely on the plane for you? Could he even be a starting 11 defender?
We have another player, in my opinion, for the starting 11. I think we will reach his name soon. Most likely he will be on the plane, in my opinion. We need him.
Yeah.
He is a very good defender, so he will be on the plane. Yeah.
Because I'm more confident about him being on the plane than Nathan Ake, which is why I actually want to put Ake for the minute, if that's okay, in the just makes a squad option.
Sure.
Just thinking about all the options we have. And the next one is an Ajax defender, Yuri Baas. He's a brilliant defender on the ball. Loads of passes. He passes the ball probably the most in the Eredivisie. Most successful passes I know he's got. But I also know defensively he has struggled a little bit. I think he could do with a really good coach at Ajax and someone that will bring out the defensive side of him. Any consideration here for the Netherlands squad?
No, I think he needs more time to be ready to play for Oranje. So I will definitely say staying at home. Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you. Rivaldo Reed, who has been an injury-plagued player for Feyenoord this season. But I think that there was a time where on the podcast we were saying Reed's got to be in the squads. He's got to be the new second choice right back. If he can get back fit and get some games in time, is he still going to make it to the World Cup?
I believe Koeman's second option after Dumfries is Geertruida, not Reed. Although although I see Reed is way better, really. But I would say unlikely. I don't think Koeman is going to select him. And I don't think he will just mix the squad. So I will say unlikely.
Yeah, I agree with you. But he's someone that's definitely there as like an idea and someone that could come in if he can get some games in time. But most likely not at the moment. So next we've got an absolute beast of a player. He's been progressing a lot in the Premier League. Is Jurrien Timber, who for Arsenal can play across the defence. For the Netherlands, also an option for across the defence, and definitely has to be on the plane. But is he a starting player, Abdul? And if so, where will you play him?
Definitely, he will play alongside with Van Dijk.
Do you think so, a centre-back?
I think he is the best option for a centre-back. We tried him in some matches, and he really proved himself. He can also play as a right back, of course, but I would prefer to see him as a central defender.
Can I put him just on the plane for the minute, Abdul, and we'll come back to starting 11 maybe? Because I can see somebody else coming up that I know other people were going, I think he should play at centre-back. So let's come back to him.
Sure.
Next one is Sam Boukema, who's at Napoli. Not getting many games there. So for me, he's staying at home.
I would say staying at home, yes. Yes.
But shows the depth we have at centre-back because he's a good defender.
He's between unlikely and staying at home, so I don't mind if you put him in the category of staying at home,
Yeah, but that's not to say that, I don't think he's in the same category as Baas or Blint. So maybe he's just above that, but I also don't think he'll make it into the squad.
Yeah.
What about Sepp van den Berg, the Brentford defender?
Well, he's been a regular starter, and any player who plays as a regular starter in the Premier League, we should consider him. Yeah. Not to mention that Brentford is really doing well this season. But I would still say unlikely. I would not say staying at home. I would say unlikely.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. He's more likely to play in the squad than Boukema because of all the games he's played in the Premier League.
Yes.
But also not above Van Hekken or Timber. But
Definitely
could be above Ake if Ake does not make any games in the second half of the season. As an example, what I was talking about. What about Mickey van der Ven then? Another player that's been on our show and has come on like leaps and bounds since joining Spurs. I think he's someone that could be in that starting 11.
Definitely.
But definitely has to be on the plane.
Definitely. Well, I believe he should be in the starting 11. He is the best left back we have now, but on the plane.
Right. So you want to play him at left back rather than centre back?
Oh, definitely. Yes. I think centre back is taken for Timber.
Okay, I see. But let's go through some more options because there are loads more defenders that people can now see on the screen below. Lamar Burkhardt, who has had a great season with Villa so far, in that he's gone from being a reserve into a bench player and is now getting games for Aston Villa. He's not a first choice player yet because they have other players of incredible quality that can come in at centre back, right back, and midfield. But Burkhardt can play any of those positions. He's very adept on the ball, a good defender, can read the game really well, but isn't really in that consideration yet for being a Netherlands squad player for me. But being an Aston Villa fan, watching him a lot, I think he's got potential and could grow in the next year or two to being a Netherlands player.
I think he will be the squad for Euro 2028, but not this squad. Right. So I would say unlikely.
Unlikely, yeah. But a player that's doing well for a team third in the Premier League.
Yes.
Sven Botman next, who I don't think's in Netherlands consideration. I know that he was, but has not been for a while because of his long-term injury and hasn't come back with the same quality, wow, gotta play Sven Botman, gotta go for him. What do you think?
When is he gonna get back from his injury? Do you know the date? Anything? I don't know much about his injury really.
Sure. Well, I mean, Botman. I'm pretty sure he's back from his injury. I'm just double checking. I know this is where we miss Mike, of course, is a big Newcastle fan. Yeah, he's been back throughout this season, hasn't he? I was thinking he's definitely played this season. He has come back from his injury, but then got injured again, didn't he? He did his hamstring. But then that's that kind of thing, isn't it? It's not certain. I know he's played the Champions League this season, but is he likely to make the squad?
No, very unlikely.
Then you've answered it, haven't we? Like he's in the unlikely category.
Yeah, I think unlikely. Yeah.
But Matthijs de Ligt is another one now. Is he strengthening his position to be picked for the Netherlands?
Well, he became a regular starter with Manchester United. I mean, despite the performance of Manchester United, as I said, for a regular starter in the Premier League, he should be on the plane really, especially with his experience. You know, he played with Oranje in 2022, in the Euro 2024, so he does have the experience. Was he selected in 2024?
Do you know, this is one of those things where there's so many Netherlands players to keep a track of. I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But he had a quick look now. But yeah, 26 years of age. He was someone, wasn't he, at the age of 17, was thrown into the Netherlands order. So like he's been around the squad for 9 years, longer than most of the players here.
So he should be on the plane.
For his experience. I mean, 52 caps I'm seeing here. But he fell out of our consideration for a long time, didn't he? He was out of our minds for being a Netherlands player because of how Man United were playing and how he wasn't getting games.
Yes.
He's been injured a little bit recently, but has been a start. Like Botman was a starter in the Premier League. Yeah. So what are we going for with him? Is he going to be on the plane?
I think he will be on the plane. Yes, he will be a very important option for Oranje. As a sub, not in the starting 11, of course. So he will be on the plane. Yeah.
I can also answer your question now, Abdul, and other people that are watching. He was in the 2024 squad, but he was on the bench for all of the games.
Yeah, okay. Because I don't recall seeing him playing. Yeah, that's okay.
So is he a just makes a squad? Like he just about gets in? Or is he like a backup centre back?
For now, let's put him just makes the squad, I think. Okay. Yeah, maybe we can come back to him later. Yeah.
Yeah. Denzel Dumfries next, starting 11.
Definitely starting 11. He's our first option.
Some people think that he is not good enough for starting 11. We have to find another option at right back, be it Timber, for example. But Dumfries has been fantastic for the Netherlands for a long time, especially in those big tournaments with some vital goals. Where do you sit with that, Abdul, with those opinions of people that say that?
Koeman is the only defender who scored more goals than Dumfries.
Yeah.
So yeah, that says it all. You know, he scores. He's a scoring machine, although he's a defender, a right back. So I would definitely see him as our first option as a right back, even if some people disagree with me. What do you think, Michael?
Oh, I think he has to be in there, and the qualities he brings attacking from that side are worth having him in that starting 11. I still think that you could get even more out of him with that back five that we used to play. But and obviously a lack of options on the wing, that could still be an option for the Netherlands. Maybe in those bigger games, you're playing France like we did before. We switched to a back five. I think he's perfect for that.
Yeah, I agree.
And just looking at his record as well, the national team, like he's getting goals, he's getting assists, loads. He's in double figures, isn't he, for assists now for the Netherlands? And was vital again during the World Cup qualification. So, yep, Dumfries is in there. Here's an interesting one. Stefan de Vrij. Does he make the squad or not? His experience has been vital over the years, but doesn't play like as much now at club level, does he?
Yeah, he doesn't play much really. He's between just makes the squad or unlikely.
But is he someone that, in one of Koeman's eyes, is on the plane?
Well, Koeman did not select him for some matches in the qualifier. You know, he wasn't even in the squad. So yeah, I would say just makes the squad, Michael. Unless you disagree with me.
I want to disagree because I want to see like a fresh option come in of someone that's playing a lot of games for their club. But his experience and qualities there, isn't it? Should we put him in? Just makes the squad for now.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I think it's better. Yeah.
Now we've got a few other options that might be more unlikely, but there might be one or two in there that might just make the squad. Wouter Huss, our Z defender, he's not going to make the squad yet, is he? He hasn't developed enough in a quick space of time to make the squad. He's also quite a controversial defender. Some people will be like, well, let's stay away from him. Others might see some quality in Huss. But yeah, I'm guessing you will agree with me, Abdul, that he's staying at home.
Definitely. We cannot take any risks of giving crazy penalties or getting a red card in the World Cup. So it's better for him to stay home. Hopefully he develops. He has potential. Indeed, I agree with you.
Hartman's next, who was a regular left back for the Netherlands, was playing in the Netherlands with Feyenoord. Some injuries stumbled his career. He's gone to Burnley, the Premier League, played a lot of games. I see he's involved in a lot of goals from like a left wing back position. He's been rumoured to move away from Burnley in January, but not certain yet. All rumours with Ajax have been squashed by the player himself. Could he make the squads? It's hard to say, isn't it? Have we got better defenders, or is he a good second choice left back?
Koeman wants Van de Ven. I think this is the first option. Second option could be Nathan Ake, actually, the way Koeman thinks. So Hartman could be the third option, in my opinion. Maybe he will be on the plane, I think.
I want to put him in unlikely because I want to skip ahead to another option.
Sure.
And I think that he's a better option. So if I put Hartman just here for the moment, just skipping a couple of players ahead, Ian Martson, Aston Villa. He is in competition with Luca Digne at Villa for the left-back position. The two of them play a lot of games. There's not really a first choice over the other. Martson brings great attacking qualities. And in that game against Spain, we saw what he can bring. And I just think it would be crazy to leave him out. And maybe I'm just being a biased Villa fan again. But I want to see Martson in the squad over Hartman.
He can bring a lot to the attack, but I'm worried about his ability as a defender.
I disagree. Having watched him closely.
Oh, if you have been watching him closely, because I only recall the goal Lamine Yamal scored. When he dribbled him and he scored. Yeah. So, but maybe he did develop since then. So you want to put him just makes the squad, maybe?
I do for now. And some people might again agree or disagree with us. This is where you can let us know in the comments down below if you're enjoying the show and you disagree with us so far. But yeah, Martson, like he's for me is actually a really good player, and I would be happy with him starting in the team even. But I do see what you're saying about the deficiencies defending. But I don't think that's like a weakness in a way that people maybe think about him. Having maybe known him for a long time, he has improved. So yeah, he's in there.
You think he's the second option after Van de Ven, or the first option? Or
I want him to be the second option, but I wouldn't know for sure whether that's what Koeman would say. But Yeah, this is where we're showing our opinion, I guess. This is not Ronald Koeman doing this right now. It's us two,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah. We're getting a good way through the squad so far. I should just say a bit of a shout out. Like, if you are enjoying the show, do let us know in the comments about what you think of the squad choices. Would you agree, disagree? Anyone we're forgetting as well? Coming into the show, do press like if you're enjoying it, and subscribe to Football-Oranje if you're new. Loads of welcome content, of course, coming up. Let's go to another left back, centre back option. Yorhato, who moved to Chelsea in the summer, only 19 years of age still. And we said in the summer, bad move, going from Ajax to Chelsea. Should stay with Ajax, develop some more. He won't really play with Chelsea. And guess what's happened?
Exactly.
He's barely played. Oh, how about that?
Yeah.
There's no way you can be in World Cup consideration.
No, definitely he'll be staying home. He needs to find his career again. Maybe he will move back to Ajax.
I heard that's a loan option.
I read that yesterday. But still, I think he'll be staying home. We have more ready defenders than him, you know.
Yeah. Somebody else I think that's staying at home is Divine Lench, former Ajax player, now at Roma. Happy with me to put him at staying at home?
I think he will be staying home, yes.
But this also brings a couple of other right back options here, sort of finish our defence. We've got Jordan Taser, who plays for Monaco, former PSV player, and Lucio Geertruida, who is with Sunderland this season. Taser, I've not watched him since he played for Monaco, but he does play at centre-back, defensive midfield, and at right-back, and right wing-back. So is he an option for the squad at all, Abdul, or do you think he's not as good as the other options we've got for the right back position?
Geertruida and Taser pretty much play the same way and the same positions. So it's very unlikely that Koeman will pick both of them. I think he will pick one. Who is more ready now? Logically speaking, Taser is playing more than Geertruida. Geertruida is still benched.
He's got that Netherlands experience, hasn't he? Which is probably what makes the difference.
Exactly. I was gonna talk about that also. But when you speak about, when you speak of experience, Geertruida is more experienced with Oranje, so he could be our second option. I would say just makes the squad. Then Geertruida and Taser will be unlikely, in my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. Mats Wiefer has been playing at right back for Brighton a fair bit lately, and was a midfielder. Any chance of him making the squad?
I would say just makes the squad. You might disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the top three we have, we will talk about them, of course. Frankie De Jong, Reinders, and Gravenberch. The second three, I think it's going to be Timber and Weaver, maybe, and Coop Miners. These are the second three options. But if you want to put him unlikely, it's fine with me.
Yeah, I think he is unlikely just because he's not playing in his favorite position right now that much.
Fair enough.
So
fair enough.
Yeah. Then we've got Wouter Burker, who's been playing with Hoffenheim. Was at Stoke. Any chance of him making it? He's had good development.
No, I think he'll be staying home for now.
I think he's one of those players that we had to put in consideration at least because he's a Netherlands player playing regularly in a top league. Is there any chance of him making it? And he's an example of Koeman we're looking at and going, maybe not yet.
Yeah.
Needs the extra move. So Tijani Reinders, got to be an easy one, right? To put straight in the starting 11.
Okay. Starting 11. Because I kind of disagree on this because, my opinion about Reinders and Gravenberch playing together, it never works, actually. So I think one of them has to be at the bench and the other one will be playing with Frankie. But for now, let's keep him in the starting 11. It's fine with me.
Okay. And the starting 11 does change, doesn't it, depending on who you're playing and the formation you play?
Yeah, exactly.
But it's those players that you have to start a game of football. Right. If you were to, no matter what the formation or whatever, you put those players in. So is he one of those players, Reinders, or is he just on the plane?
I will be saying on the plane. I prefer Gravenberch. Okay. I prefer Gravenberch to be a starter, to be honest.
Zachiel at Utrecht is the next player, and we talked about him on the Eredivisie shows as being someone for the future in the Netherlands. He's staying at home. But
He's
I just
staying
wants
as
to show that he's one of those players on the outside in the future could be an option.
Yeah, he might be selected for the qualifiers of 2028, actually.
Yeah, if he gets games to Feyenoord and kicks on his career even more.
Yeah.
Frankie de Jong, starting 11, right? He
yeah.
needs to have an amazing tournament, and then we will do really well.
The marble of Oranje. He has to be in the starting 11.
Yeah. Turncoat Miners. For you, is he someone that makes a squad now, or is he less likely?
He's on the plane, I think. He will be selected. He was on the 2022 World Cup, and we will never forget the great pass he made to Weghorst, who scored the equalizer against Argentina. He's a very important player, in my opinion.
Yeah, I watched him for a long time. Good player. He's been playing more recently at centre-back for Juventus, but has played at games attacking midfielder, centre midfielder, defensive midfielder. That flexibility is good. It could still hinder his chances of making the squad, though, I guess, with all the positions he can play. But a good option. Next is Yeri Schouten at PSV as being one of the standout players, playing at centre-back, though. So again, does that hinder his chances of playing with the Netherlands? Because you wouldn't play him at centre-back for the Netherlands. But for me, has always been that option to replace Frank de Jong. If de Jong is injured, he can do a similar job.
Yes.
I would just makes the squad.
I would say he just makes the squad. He's a very important player. He will make it, but just makes the squad because there are some other important midfielders. Yeah, okay.
He had a great tournament, didn't he, last time round?
Oh, yes. He was the main star in the midfield, actually, in the Euros,
Xavi Simons playing for Spurs now in their attack. Is a spot for him in the starting 11 for you?
No.
I'm guessing you want him in the squad.
He just
makes the squad. Yeah. But I think that if there are better options in his position, he's going to struggle more, but because there are less options. And when picking these players as well, we'll speed up a little bit now because we've gone through all defenders. There were so many defensive options that all of these midfielders and attackers, there aren't too many. And having players like Zekiel in there shows that there's not much depth when it comes to midfield and attack.
Yes.
Next is Case Smith. Talk of football, Twitter, football internet at the moment, in that he's progressing a lot at RZ Alkmaar. For me, could do even more, though, before making a move, a transfer, and therefore maybe not quite good enough for the Netherlands squad yet. I think he's not the best player of RZ yet. I think in time he could be.
Yes.
And therefore is unlikely.
I would say unlikely as well, yes. He's still young to be going to the World Cup for now.
Yeah. But undisputed star. Next is Sem Stein, who was just about making it to Netherlands squad with all his goals for FC Twente and the start of the season with Feyenoord. Does he now fall out of consideration for you, though, with more recent months with Feyenoord?
I will say he just makes the squad. He was selected the previous time. Do you see him unlikely to be with Oranje?
I think he's now unlikely.
What makes you think that? Because of his injury or?
Little injuries. He's not quite as important as he was. Roman Persie at Feyenoord wants to bench him sometimes. And for me, you have to be one of the best players of Feyenoord if you're going to make it into this World Cup squad.
Okay, then we will move him to unlikely. Yeah, you have a point. You're right.
How about good old Calvin Stengs?
I was hoping, my hopes were really high, especially after last season, his great performance against Bayern München when Feyenoord defeated Bayern München 3-0. But his move, I don't think it was successful.
To Pisa.
Sorry?
To Pisa.
Yeah, well, he's in the shadow now. I'm not even following him, really. I think he'll be staying
He's injured
home.
again.
Oh, okay. Then he'll be staying home, definitely.
Next is Anthony Malambo. With his performances at Feyenoord, made it into the Netherlands squad, and now moving to Brentford. Wasn't getting many games, and he's now injured. So there's another one for me that is staying at home. I don't even know if he's unlikely.
No, definitely he'll be staying home.
This is where it's going to get too big, so I might have to make it a little bit smaller for us to see everything. But I don't think we need to put Kenneth Taylor in that starting 11 block at the top. So,
no, he will not be on the starting 11. I think he'll just make the squad, in my opinion.
Really, I think he's unlikely to make it.
Oh, you think he's unlikely?
Yeah.
Yeah, with all the options we have in the midfield, you might be right. So let's move him to the unlikely category. Yeah, I think you're right. Yes, yes. Cook Miners, Timber.
Yeah,
Uh,
with all of these options.
yeah.
Next is Quentin Timber, who at Feyenoord hasn't really impressed this season, but for me, he's still a very good player. Is he good enough for the World Cup squad if he's not been performing that well with Feyenoord? Might even get a transfer in January, so it could change things.
He could be a second. He could be at the bench. Actually, he will not be a starter. Definitely. I
Interesting.
would say. I would say just makes the squad. Do you agree on
Okay.
that?
I'll put him in there for the minute, and if we have too many players, he could be someone that misses out.
Okay.
Now, I'll put Joey Veerman of PSV in here because he has played well for PSV this season, but we have to make a point to any Netherlands fans that aren't sure, or just any general football fans that are watching, that he's not Netherlands squad quality, unfortunately. He
Definitely. Yes.
he
You're
struggled,
right.
didn't he, in a recent big tournament. So, yeah, it's not for him.
He's not even a second option for the midfield. So I would say staying home definitely. Oh, you
Staying at
say
home.
unlikely?
I was thinking unlikely just because he is still an option and if there are injuries, he could just make it, but he's unlikely.
Yeah. Okay. It's fine.
Ryan Havenberg, now he's someone I said earlier, like, who are those players you've definitely got to put in starting 11 no matter what? He's one of
Definitely.
those.
Definitely, he's in the starting 11. He's my main option actually. I see him performing better than Reinders, who will be on the plane, as we said, earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Till, one of the top goal scorers in the Eredivisie, mainly playing as a striker, but can also play attacking midfield. Now, for me, he's above Sem Stein in ranking order to get into that Netherlands squad in that position. Is he someone that can make the squad now, or is he still unlikely?
That's a very tough one because, okay, he's not really a world class quality player, but we don't really have options as a striker. It's only Memphis, and now Weghorst is injured and he declined. So I don't know what will the second option be. Will it be Hustil? I would say unlikely for now. Is it okay?
Yeah, I think unlikely for now. But when you think of those twists and turns that might happen before the end of the season, if he continues at PSV to make an impact, you
Yeah.
can't really ignore it anymore.
If he helps PSV also to make it to the playoffs of the Champions League, I
Yeah,
think,
can they,
yeah,
get to the quarterfinal and he scores a couple of goals, like it could just tell a story, couldn't it, and gets in there.
yes,
Luciano Valenta, another final midfielder. Final got some great midfielders. Technical wise, he is a fantastic footballer, and some final fans are predicting that he makes it into the World Cup squad this summer. What do you think, Abdul?
I think it's unlikely, Michael.
I think it's unlikely too, but I
Yeah.
do rate him as a footballer. I think that he has potential.
Oh, he does have potential, definitely, and he might be in the squad for the UEFA Nations League, which is going to be after the
Maybe.
World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah, the
But for
cycle
now,
starts again.
yeah, for now, I think we have many good midfielders. So yeah,
So someone like Sven Meinens, another attacking midfielder from the Eredivisie, I think staying at home 100%. He's not going to develop
definitely,
enough to make it into that squad.
yes,
But
yes, he
just
will be staying home.
I'll say it again. We've put these extra players in to give that comparison. Like that's who they're competing against. Valenta's more likely to make it than Minans. So is Till. What about Justin Kluivert then? We've had quite a few players on the outside of a squad. Kluivert's another one that's been an attacking midfielder for the Netherlands a little bit recently, playing with Bournemouth, who aren't doing quite so well now. But for me, is a just makes a squad player.
He just makes the squad player. Yes, I agree on that. Yes.
Another player back on the outside, Jaden Adai. If you can see his little head down there. He plays for Como now rather than Arsene Alkmaar. Some people were like, oh, he's got to go into the Netherlands squad. And I'm like, no, still nowhere near it for me. But maybe it just shows our lack of options in the winger position.
I think it's unlikely. I will not say staying home because we don't really have many options as a winger position. I would say unlikely.
Yeah. Okay. Let's put him in unlikely then. Frimpong, starting 11 or on the plane?
11. I think he is my first option as a right winger,
Yeah.
I think he should be a starter. Yeah, definitely.
And I'm really sorry, Joey, if you're watching this show. I know with your English language skills, you might well be. He does follow us, to be fair, on the social media. No, I'm sorry I chopped your head off. I didn't mean to. Cody Gakpo is,
Oh,
easy choice, right?
very easy choice. He will definitely be in the starting 11. Definitely.
So that's 3 Liverpool players in there. No, sorry, 4 Liverpool players in there in the starting 11. Next to them, we've got some wingers and strikers. So Ruben van Bommel has been injured all season for PSV, but was someone we thought, if had a great season with PSV, could make the squad. So just showing that he was an option, but is not going to make it back in time and therefore staying at home.
He will be ready in July. He will be back in July, so it's definitely
Yeah.
over. Yeah, he will be staying home.
Noah Lang? Yeah, it's interesting,
Wow.
isn't he?
Noah Lang, he's between just makes the squad and unlikely.
But for a long time, he's been in the squad and
Yes.
coming off the bench for the Netherlands.
So I would
but
say
now he's
just
falling out
makes,
of consideration for you.
I would say just makes the squad because he's the second option after Gakpo.
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
that's someone
unfortunately.
that scored like 1 goal all season in Serie A can make the squad.
I think if Ruben van Bommel was ready, I would
Yeah,
say
maybe.
Noah Lang is staying home. But for now, I will say just makes the plane. Yeah.
Somerville at West Ham. I think he's unlikely. He
Very
hasn't had
unlikely.
enough time with the Netherlands in general to become part of the squad.
Very unlikely. I was hoping for
Yeah.
Koeman to give him a chance, but obviously Koeman is not considering him at all. So very unlikely. Yeah. Although he does have potential, he's a very good player.
Can I throw someone at you next, who's been a bit of a surprise this season? Ernest Poku, since leaving RZ for Germany, going to Leverkusen, it's had quite a good season, and we didn't see it coming really. But playing as a winger, 4 goals, 2 assists in the Bundesliga so far in 13 games. He's playing in the Champions League as well. Maybe the fact that he's not made a massive impact in the Champions League without many goal contributions shows he's not quite ready for that starting 11 or being on the plane, and being really excited about him. But he has come into consideration, hasn't he?
Yeah, well, he will be, I think, a third option after Frimpong, then Malin, and then I would say Poku. But I would say it's unlikely to be selected.
Okay, Memphis Depay, and someone that will massively divide the crowd.
Yeah,
but in Koeman's eyes and mine, he's starting 11.
He will be He will be in the starting 11.
So we all agree.
Either we like it or not, he has been scoring very important goals for Oranje. So yeah, definitely.
Country's top goal scorer. Now, Wout Weghorst has been in the squad a lot. He's been injured for Ajax. And was it you, Abdul, that said on the podcast, have you noticed since he's been injured, Ajax done better?
Yeah, since he got injured, Ajax got better. Obviously, he declined big time. Weghorst 2026 is not Weghorst 2022 or 2024. He's been getting slower. He used to depend on hard work, but obviously aging is affecting him. Not only that, his mood is changing really. He has been, fighting a lot. I saw that in the Champions League. I saw that in the Eredivisie in some matches. And now with his injury, I would love for him to stay home, but I would say unlikely because who knows how Koeman thinks,
Yeah, I think in Koeman's eyes, he's still going to make the squad and he'll have a good second half of the season, but I don't predict that. And this is our squad at the end of the day, and I think that he's unlikely to make it in our eyes.
Yes.
So that opens up an option for another striker or two to enter the squad. So next we've got Emmanuel Mega. And there are a bunch of strikers you can see here at the bottom who are decent strikers, but maybe haven't had that real breakthrough, that real streak of form. And the second half of the season could change things completely. Omega's one to start with. Strasbourg, he's in the picture there, he's wearing the armband, the captain's armband. How do you see him with this summer squad?
Omega was selected in our last match and against, I think, Lithuania. He positioned himself in a very good way. He almost scored, but it was his first match. I would love to give him a chance, really. I think he is the second option now. So I would say on the plane because he's a second option. If you say just makes the squad, that means you do have a second option. But because we have many other attackers after that, you want to make him unlikely or just makes the squad?
At the moment, I want to put him in just makes a squad, but he has had an injury hit campaign. I think if he were to come back for Strasbourg and score a ton of goals, maybe Strasbourg do well in the Conference League, then he could be someone that we go, yes, like he is that other option that could come on and make an impact. He's joining Chelsea in the summer. Hopefully he doesn't have the Harto effect and maybe goes Chelsea and does well. We'll see.
Yeah.
But then you've got someone like Joshua Zirkzee next, who someone that plays Man United, a striker. Oh my God, like they must be really good, but has never had that run of goals and consistency that for me to make him part of the squad. So is he unlikely?
He scored in the last match he played. It was his first goal since as long as I can remember. So so I would say unlikely. Yeah, he's not even a starter with Man United. So
Daniel Marlin, another Aston Villa player. This is where I'll come up and go, put him in the squad. But for me, he's on the plane, and I don't think he's just about making the squad. I don't know about other people watching this, but he hasn't been a regular, like every single game. He comes in and out of the team. And with the way Aston Villa have got so many games, he's one of the two strikers that Villa use. He can play on the right side. We have got a lack of options in those positions. So I think it makes him, and he's someone that for me is in some of the best form of his career at the moment, playing some of his best football. So he has to be on the plane for me.
He is on the plane, definitely. He's the second option as a right winger. He can also play as a striker. Yeah, I was going to say that. So he will definitely on the plane.
Some other striker options, Dillinger.
I was really looking forward to see this player, but he did not really perform anything. So I would say he will be staying home.
Yeah, not enough impact this season. Stan Fleming at Burnley, another one. I don't think it's close enough at all to make the squad, despite playing a number against Burnley.
My hopes were really high. He scored 4 goals, but he failed to impress. So, staying at home, definitely.
And left, we've got Brian Brobby, who's at Sunderland now, was at Ajax, was really struggling at Ajax. Scored a couple of important goals for Sunderland, which just made us go, oh, hello.
Goals. Yes.
And Max Meerdink, who has been injured a fair bit for RZ this season, but was someone we were really excited about at one point. Do either of these two make the squad?
When will Meerdink be back? That's a very important
He's still been very quiet about this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's too much longer.
Well, if he's going to get back, he will be considered, Him and I think they both fall in the same category.
Yeah.
Just
unlikely.
Makes the squad.
I think they're both unlikely.
Oh, you think both unlikely? But in that case, you will only have 2 strikers.
Yeah. So this now makes us reconsider our options, doesn't it? So if we now get rid of all players that are staying at home, it allows us to look at the squad that we've just assembled. And that starting 11, so far, we've got 9 players that we think are definitely in that starting 11. We've got then 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 players that we are confident are on the plane going to the World Cup in the US, Mexico, and Canada. Then just makes the squad 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27, Abdul. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Wow.
We only need to get rid of 1 player according to our calculations. And we have got. Should we look at those positions? We've got 3 goalies. Striker-wise, you asked that question. So Memphis, Marlon, Omega, are those strikers?
Yeah.
Do we have enough options out wide as well?
Yeah, that sounds good, actually. Memphis, Omega, and Marlon. Okay. Why don't we first fill the starting 11? Because we only have 9 players.
Sure. If you were to pick an 11 today, then you put Timber in that starting 11, don't you?
Definitely. It's going to be Timber.
And I guess Reinders makes that midfield.
Well, okay. But, my opinion with the Reinders and Gravenberg playing together. But I guess he's a starter with Man City. We should not ignore him. Okay, then. This is the starting 11 squad.
Then you've got a backup goalkeeper, defender. You've got one there, so you've definitely got your two centre backup options there. If you put De Ligt in there as well.
Yes.
See, this is where I don't know about De Vrij. Is he one centre back too many, and that solves our problem because we have Geertruida as your backup right back.
Yeah.
You've got Martin as your backup left back.
De Vrij is the player I would drop from the selection, but let's continue. Let's see.
We've put him in there just for a minute. Let's see how that works out. Ake can play as a backup centre back and a backup left back.
Yes, so I think we need him. He plays in both positions. We always need him, just like
Timber's your extra cover at right back. So, okay, Ake goes to the World Cup. Then Koopmeiners is your good backup midfielder. Schouten, yeah, he has to be in there too, doesn't he, for that reason. Klauver has to be that backup attacking midfield at the moment.
Yes.
And it kind of figures itself out, doesn't it? Because if you do choose Timber, you do need another midfielder in there. Obviously, you got your extra goalkeeper, so we can put him in there now, Fleckham. It kind of works out, doesn't it, with the positions? Simons can play as a right winger, even though we don't always like him there, but also as an attacking midfielder. So it's kind of worked out, hasn't it? With players we've chosen. Mega, Lang. But I really do think that Lang has a chance of missing out. I think Omega has a chance of missing out with some of his injuries this season.
Yes.
I do think that Kluivert can be replaced if there's a better option in attacking midfield, even if that's like a Hustil to score more goals. But Kluivert's so good technically, I don't want to leave him out.
Yeah.
I know I'm kind of going backwards, by the way, and putting players back in this position, but I think Ake has a chance of missing out. Maybe Geertruida if he doesn't get too many minutes. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Abdul?
Well, it looks very logical. We dropped some names. For example, Hartman, I think he does have a chance to make it. De Vrij might be selected, actually. But what we did was good. I think we did a good job. How many players do we have now? 26?
It looks like it, doesn't it? People watching
26, yes.
26, yeah.
We have 26, yeah. We dropped De Vrij. So it's pretty much, it looks great, actually. My only problem is the midfield. As I said, we need an attacking midfielder.
Yeah.
That will be the only thing I might argue. Other than that, I think it's the perfect selection. I think this is what Koeman is going to select, unless, of course, we have some injury of some sort. Or some player maybe will have his breakthrough in the coming few months.
Yeah, you could see, for example, Quinton Timber not do that well at Feyenoord or get a move and not play that much. So someone like K. Smith could come up and have a brilliant second half of the season.
Yes.
And he makes it as that wild card option. Defender-wise, Sepp van den Berg could have a good second half of the season. He makes it in there. Do you pick Bogarde for his versatility? But yeah, that is that ranking at the moment. Any players there in the unlikely section have a chance of making it. I don't think anybody else will come into that now.
Will you consider Smith if he goes all the way to the Conference League final?
Yeah, I think that's a perfect example, isn't it? Azar will make it there if he plays well, so that would make sense.
Yes. So at the moment, I think this is the most logical selection we have made. Yeah. Do you feel like you need to make any changes though?
Well, I want Lang to get into good form for Napoli, but at the moment that's not happening, which is why I'm less confident on him. And then I'd want to put in somebody else who's another option on the wing. But if you look in the unlikely section, there aren't many wingers there. You're expecting Poku or Somerville to really do well, and there's not much chance of that. So this is the best we have at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, this is the best we have. I have big doubts about Lang, really. He has been, as you said, a sub. He did not impress at all with Napoli. So we will see. hopefully he will develop, or not develop. I mean, he's like 26 now or
Yeah.
27. Yeah, I mean, he will maybe perform better. But yeah, this is the most reasonable squad we have now, in my opinion.
And I'm going to make a little shout as well that I think Daniel Marlon could be someone to keep your eyes on in 2026, especially at this World Cup. I think he could be important with a goal.
Yeah, maybe Depay. Not maybe. This is an absolute. Depay will not be able to play for 90 minutes. We've seen him how he gets tired in the second half. So yeah, it might be Malin actually who will take his place, or Emega. I think that the two friendlies on May will decide so many things. Will decide how Koeman want to play.
We better finish anyway. We've been talking for nearly an hour, Abdul. We hope people
Yeah.
enjoyed this. And if not, I'm guessing you switched off a long time ago. So thank you for listening and watching all this way. With 2026 is going to be filled with some fantastic content, of course, with the World Cup coming up. So we know you'll be back to check in on all the things we're up to, because we'll be really busy. Thank you so much for watching as well, giving us a reason to produce this content. And if you would like to support us, you can get yourself a Football-Oranje scarf ahead of the World Cup. We might actually ask, by the way, if anyone is still watching, can you send us a picture of you with your Football-Oranje scarf? We're thinking of doing a little post with some of the people that have bought one of those. It'll be really nice to see some pictures of you wearing your scarf, especially out somewhere Dutch, somewhere Netherlandsy, or with some Netherlands background. That would be anything orange will do.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, send us your pictures. Send them to me on X, and I'll put something together. If you haven't got yourself one, you still can get one. Link is in the YouTube description. And thank you anyone that can support the channel in any way you can, whether that's watching, liking, subscribing. There are people that be watching this stuff that never comment, that are always invisible and are quiet. Thank you for watching. Thank you to those that always comment and always like and that kind of thing. So no matter what, thanks for your support, really. We better go, haven't we, Abdul? But we're back soon with much more. Bye-bye for now, everybody.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye-bye.